Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to talk about will the Detroit Lions collaborative coaching style actually work? But before we get into all that and all the stuff that we have planned for today, there's a lot of stuff there. Got to kick it to my main man, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And you know what you got to do, baby. Subscribe to the channel. Join the family. We don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We have family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And welcome to the premiere. You know that if you missed this, you can go back at any time after this airs and watch it. So, you know, just sit back, enjoy yourself. And time for the third man to join the team. Who?
Mike Jones. Who's Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fans?
Hey, let's get this thing started
right now.
There you go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back, people, and it's a hot take right now. It's something that we're all been thinking about, man. Is will this Detroit Lions coaching style collaboratively will it work? I sure hope so. What y'all think?
I look at this, and I really, you know, we've been so juiced about, oh man, we got all these former players and these big personalities, and you know, you got the mix with the old with the new, and Don Capers and Aaron Glenn and all this good stuff. And you think about it, I'm like, that could actually be an issue one time. You know, you think about it, right? So, is everybody's ego really going to be in check for the whole season? You know, you never know, because of the fact that is Dan Campbell overcompensating for the mistakes he made in Miami by bringing all these people in? You know, is he kind of overcompensating for the mistakes and having people on the staff who can really take over for him if he gets in over his head? I don't know. It's just one of those things you sitting back and wonder, like, okay, with all of these personalities, is it going to really work? A collaborative effort, sometimes, like Dan Campbell says, a true alpha knows when to step back. So are his alphas he has on his roster willing to step back and yield to him when it's time to make a key decision? Or is it going to be one of those situations, we've seen it in the NFL far too many times, where an assistant coach does something or they're on the field arguing with the head coach, Buddy Ryan, Mike Ditka? You know, they had some classics. That you had was who's that Buddy Ryan? Who did he punch down in Houston? I mean, Kevin Gilbert, I think it's Kevin Gilbert or something like that. I mean, like, you know, we're just so caught up in the you know, in the newness and, you know, being excited, but there is a factor where you have to kind of sit back and look at it and like, well, there is a lot of personalities on this team that are alphas. Is it always going to work? Jim, what do you got?
You know, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to a long time ago when Henry Ford was put on trial for the competency of running his company, because they didn't think he had the brains to run it. Right? Similar thing that the NFL is talking about Dan Campbell. Well, he said, and I'll never forget this. He says, I may not have the answer to your question right now, but give me 5 minutes and a phone call and I'll get it for you. Here's the thing with Dan Campbell and the criticisms on Dan Campbell and how this all could work. He is not an X's and O's guy. We know that, but he is inspirational, you know, and he's like a Caldwell, but also in a way like a Schwartz, like a combination of the two, because he gets it. His players love him. They will run through a wall for him. And the thing is, he has surrounded himself with people that do have those answers. The most the most coaches that win the Super Bowls are usually the X's and O's guys and not the rah-rah guys. I mean, that's not always the case, but it seems to happen quite a bit. But what Dan Campbell has done, he's surrounded himself with X's and O's guys. He's surrounded himself with former head coaches and defensive geniuses and all this stuff so that he doesn't have to be that guy. He can just run the whole operation instead of having to micromanage everybody. I think the people are going to get along because of the relaxed atmosphere. It's already been shown that they seem to work really well together. They like each other. They're here for a purpose. Everybody's here for a purpose. Some of those coaches, they want to get the next level and the next step in their evolution, the next step for coaching and stuff like that. So they're inspired. Dan Campbell inspires them to be here. So the infighting, while it may happen, I think they probably have safeguards against that already, saying it won't happen on the field. It's going to happen behind closed doors, and we'll duke it out, see what happens. And Dan Campbell's already said, true alpha will back down.
Right. Yeah. I think that it all depends on Dan Campbell because he, like you said, he has the position coaches there that know their stuff. Every position coach knows his stuff in and out. It just all will Dan Campbell listen to them when the time comes. Will he listen to Deuce Staley when, hey, I think Jamal Williams should go in on this play and run this for this fourth down. And he wants to ride the hot hand with DeAndre Swift, but Deuce Staley's looking like I see the matchup, or something along that lines. Will he, kind of, okay, I'll let you make that call. That is what is yet to be seen. I don't think there's anything from a coaching standpoint because all those coaches are former players. They all know the game, okay? They know the game. Probably better than a lot of those coaches knew the game. So, you worry about maybe guys like Deuce Staley and maybe Aaron Glenn, maybe they might, kind of overstep, a little bit just because they're the closest to coaching candidates. So they might feel, the need to, to more, hey, I don't think this should go down like that. But I think the other guys will stay in their place. I think a lot of those player coaches are new to player coaching. So I don't think that they will overstep their boundaries. Not yet. I'm not saying they won't ever, but not yet. So, I think it'll all work out. I think we have enough experience and enough people who are just starting to kind of, cool out and just see how this goes for the first year.
Right. Yeah, I think that too. And you know what though? There's a position though that the Lions have basically overlooked. And most Lions fans think this is the worst position on the team. Mike Jones, what about the safety position? Is it a concern?
Yeah. Okay. Now that we had the kumbaya, everybody's all happy. Now it's time for us to get down to the real. Our starting safety right now, we don't have one. These safeties are trash. Tracy Walker, who is the only, so this is coming from Jeff Ritson from Detroit Lions podcast show. And he said Tracy Walker was the only NFL caliber safety he's seen on the field. Whoa. And he wasn't even a high supporter of Tracy Walker's play during those OTAs, but he said that if by my eye and by a lot of other sports writers' eye, Tracy Walker was the only one that looked like he belonged in the NFL, and he looked like he belonged on the second and third string. So that's something that we probably are going to have to address before the start of the season. When people talk about what are we going to do with all that extra cap space, I know what we're gonna do with that extra cap space. We're gonna get us to safety because it's not looking good right now.
What have you seen personally, though? Have you watched anything on them guys and seen anything on that? Or?
I mean everything, but everything right now, all the videos, all the pressers, everything makes everybody look good. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing that really stands out there where they point out people's mistakes. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I think this is just not. We haven't got to that time yet. I think we'll get more to that time, and maybe into June, July, we'll be like, okay, but right now I haven't seen any, so we'll just wait and see. I know the first time people go to camp, I will be there.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's walk over to that wall of fame. What do you got, Curt?
All right. So, we got our our bronze members. We got Detroit Drew, Midwest Lion, Bubba Bo, John Campler, Detroit Lions Talk with Mike. What up, Mike? Subsea Trap City Boys Entertainment, Art Allen, Bogarakis, Justin Tinkate, Crystal Wiley, Steve Castillo, Brian Stover, John Martin. John Martin has an interesting story. All right, Jimbo G, Tornado, who actually joined during the last Free for All Friday. Appreciate that. Thank you for joining. And the Latino Lion. And our silver members, we have Nomus J, Jason Portis, Cap Ice Cold, Batman of the 313, and Go Lions. All right, then we have our gold members that rounded out. Bob Corso, North End King, North End keeps it 100. Justin the D, Larry McQuiston, Turner C. Burley's my dude right there. New gold member Michael Hutt joins the gold members. Matthew Ferguson, Randall Flag 606, Miles Gibbs, Randy Prince, the Gridiron Blitz, and you know who it is, baby, the Doctor. Dr. Detroit is always in. For more information about becoming a member of the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button in the description, or just click the Lions on the Prowl logo at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, and my news and rumor segment, signs point to DeAndre Swift running wild. I'm calling it Swiftimania. Like the Hulk Hogan era. Hulkamania. No, he has a nice offensive line, a brand new run scheme, new blocking scheme, and they want to run the ball. That is the emphasis. If you look at everything they've added over the offseason, they want to run the ball. And I'm not buying this thing that Jamal Williams is going to be the 1A or whatever. I think DeAndre Swift is going to be the number one running back. Do I think that they're going to use multiple running backs during the games? Yes, I do. But if DeAndre Swift starts out fast, they're going to run the hot hand. He has the first opportunity, I think. So I think if he stays healthy, he could have a really, really good season this year. I like Swift. Swift also may be lining up some slot every once in a while this year. He did it before, so I think that he's going to be, I'm not totally sold that he's going to play running back all the time. And out of the backfield, watch him catching passes. They're practicing that over and over and over. So it's going to be an exciting year for DeAndre Swift through the air and on the ground.
Yeah, he's they have reports out of Allen Park that he's making some big plays during the OTAs in the passing game. So making some spectacular catches. I'm just I'm excited to see what they do in the running game. I'm just chomping at the bit to see what's going to happen.
2 running back sets.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, let's go to the comment cards, see what you had to say. This is a combination of some Thursday show, Friday show. So Dr. Detroit, he said, so pissed I missed this one, my man, but glad for the replay. Herman had a couple this is the Herman Moore interview. It wasn't live, so you didn't miss it. Herman made a couple interesting points on meeting people where they are, and I'd expect them to follow my way or the highway. The highway looks pretty good to a Lions player, maybe not today. But yesterday for sure. Also, the leader of the team sets the example that's what a coach does. He leads the team not to throw them under the bus. Yeah, he's talking about Wayne Fonts there. Vice versa, also Scott Mitchell. All love to Scott, but man, they really cut it up on there. Wayne is still the best coach we've had, period, point blank. And that's true because he took the bullet for his team. That's all it was. He was there to, if there was a mistake, he handled it in the locker room, not like Patricia, who openly seemed to just berate players and stuff like that. So, all right.
Yeah. All right. G. Lamont Leonard. If the Lions had Time Warren Moon instead of Scott Mitchell in 93-94, they could have made it to the Super Bowl. All they needed was a real quarterback to run those teams in the mid 90s. I mean, that's an
True.
interesting take. And Warren Moon had a hard time getting in the NFL, but when he got there, he lit it up.
He did. And CFL quarterback comes into the NFL and just lights up the world on fire. Too bad we didn't pick him up.
Yeah.
Would have been a Super Bowl. Galloping Lake 6 says, awesome guest. Great job, team. I think they're talking about Thursday. I just want to edit and add, when I watched these guys in the Lions team, it was marvelously different. Every season you believe that they were going to the Super Bowl. You actually believe they could win every game. They put a quality team that produced for fans. Thank you, Lomas and Herman. All those great memories. Yes, and if they would have added Warren Moon, we would have went to the Super Bowl, baby.
Wally Ravella says, a couple of my favorite players of all time. I really love the show. Thank you, Wally. And yeah, me too. I thought it was an outstanding experience.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely. All right. Yeah. New member of the Wall of Fame. Tornado says, I was waiting throughout the day, but it was worth it. Great show. The Prowl team did a great job. Well, thank you very much, Tornado. We really appreciated that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lyle Shaw says, good show. I've been following the Lions before you all were born. Never seen so much excitement. Wow. Okay. Tony A's there. Okay. Good show. I've been following the Lions before you were all born. Never seen so much excitement for our Lions, and I have seen no other than the great Barry Sanders. Wow, that says a lot. That says a lot.
It does.
Man. Wow.
And I'll tell you this, I actually think that there is a lot of buzz and a lot of excitement right now for the new regime and all this stuff. I don't think we have the players yet, but when we do, and just judging from this first draft, it's going to be exciting. It very much will be exciting. Okay, now we've got the Man of Steel's news and rumor for today. What do you got for us, Curt?
So Penei Sewell meets the man himself, Megatron, Calvin Johnson. The rookie offensive lineman had the opportunity to meet with Calvin Johnson, who was a big fan. If you look back to when he was his pre-draft, he said that he was a big fan of the Lions, and one of the reasons was Calvin Johnson himself. So he got a chance to sit down and chop it up with him. There are pictures out there with them together. And Calvin Johnson says that he has no problem meeting with Lion players. He actually extending his hand out to any Lions player to give them counsel and just give them advice, or just really just have some conversations with them about the team or playing in the NFL. Last week, him and Rob Sands launched their primitive cannabis product line. So, but he's out there meeting with the players, and it looks like, sooner rather than later, that relationship may heal and we can bring him back into the fold. But just seeing him with his childhood hero, we had that kind of similar experience, on Thursday, where we didn't get to meet him in person, but we got to meet, some guys that we really looked up to, growing up, and, young adults, Herman Moore is one of the guys I definitely, if you guys remember what I said, how he was one of the prototypes of the big wide receivers. I mean, there wasn't a lot of them, besides him. Right before that era really started, there was really one that stood out. That was Harold Carmichael, who was freaking huge. But huge. I mean, Herman Moore was that. I mean, he was the Megatron before Megatron got to Detroit. So big shout out to those guys. But, that story just warms my heart to see Calvin Johnson meeting with the current Lion players and just talking to those guys about being a member of the Lions and playing in the league, especially those rookies. They need to hear some positive stuff about that, about the experiences and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a kid in the candy store, I'm pretty sure, with Penei Sewell, because that's what turned him on to football, and that's what turned him on to the Detroit Lions, his favorite team, the Detroit Lions. Isn't that something? Yeah. And then he gets drafted by us. That's just amazing. Question of the day today is will the Detroit Lions coaching style, with all those people involved, will all that work? What do you think? Give us your comments below, and hey, you might be on the comment cards for the next day tomorrow. So, and now it's time for my favorite part of the whole show, the dessert with my man Curt.
Well, I have a couple of things. They, I met a couple of Lions fans here in North Carolina. I met one guy getting gas yesterday, and he was like, "Hey man," he saw I had a Lions shirt on or something. He was like, "Hey man, I'm a Lions fan. Hey, I got got a YouTube show, got a podcast, so check it out." So you took the information down, and another lady who grew there at Walmart, she's from Detroit, and she's like, I showed her the interview with Herman Moore and those guys and her and Lomas, and she was really like, oh, she was really excited. But the really thing that I really want to talk about is that I think I got a message from Turner C. Burley, who is a member of the Wall of Fame. And he just said something to me that really kind of touched my heart. That touched me, and I was like, okay, I got to share this with the folks. Now, Turner, I'm sharing this with the people, but, hey, you let me know. He says, and this was on Friday night. He says, well, thanks. 100 days till kickoff. And Detroit Lions on the Prowl helped me a lot. I was ready to stop watching the Lions after the Quinn Trencher era. You guys helped me to see the fun and hope that should always remain, whether we win, lose, or tie. For that, I am forever grateful. One Pride. Thank you so much, my man. That's great to have the impact. We do this because we're Lions fans and we want to cover the team. We want to cover it. And this is a Lions show for the fans from Lions fans. So I really appreciate you saying that and giving us that words of encouragement. Turner C. Burley, thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much for that, Turner. I mean, it means a lot to us when you guys reach out to us and tell us, oh, hey, you're doing a good job or this or that and that. And, if you could share the video with other Lions fans, we want to get more eyes on the prize here and continue to grow and get you more content out and do a better job and just keep growing and getting better. My final thought for today is, I haven't seen the excitement for a season like this in a while. I mean, we get excited for every season. It's like a roller coaster thing. We're down here at the end of the season, and then we slowly go up, and then we get to the free agency. We're going up. We go to the draft. Oh my God, this team's gonna be great. We go up here, and then the season starts and goes right back down. Just be prepared, guys, because that happens like every year. But I think we are on the right path, and I love what we're doing here in Detroit, and I love doing this show for you guys, man. Sometimes it's like extremely tired or extremely, it's not easy to do stuff like this, to be honest, and you guys really make it possible for us to continue doing this, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I just shouts out to y'all, man. Guess what, people? Mini camp starts today. And I'm not talking about the Lions mini camp. No. I'm talking about the Jackson Northwest Mounties. Yes, defensive line coach Mike Jones will be in the building for the first day of mini camp. I'm excited. I barely got sleep. It was kind of like a kid the night before Christmas. I'm going over my list. I'm checking things twice, seeing who's naughty or nice. I'm going through it all, man. I think I'm more excited than the kids. So, just thinking, man, like this is the last stop for a lot of those guys before they go to college. Yep. So coaching varsity football, your first gig is big, and I'm just excited about it, man. So, hey, wish me luck and pray for the best.
Hey, definitely. Good luck to you and your kids over there at Jackson Northwest. You know what I'm saying? That's always a big thing. Hopefully, everybody makes it through the season and you guys play well. And just good luck, man. And I hope you guys have some fun out there doing your thing out there in Jackson. All right, for my final thoughts for today. Will we see it work? This is the first really time that we've seen this kind of collaborative coaching staff in the NFL where it's just almost totally former players. There are staffs that are similar, but not the same dynamics, which you look at Bruce Arians. He has a lot of former players on his staff. So, it has worked, but will it work with the way that Dan Campbell's going to run it? That's the question. God, I hope so. All right, so, but hey, thank you for starting your week off with us. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what's coming up tomorrow? What? Mandatory mini camp, baby. Pads will be on. You know, man, they're gonna get down. I love to see it. Mandatory mini camp. We definitely have our reports from there. So I look forward to what the Lions are gonna do during the mini camp. We've seen what they've kind of done at OTAs and making it competitive, but I really want to see what these guys are gonna do in some 7-on-7s and putting some pads on and get to hitting just a little bit. You know what I'm saying, in the mini camp. We don't want to hit it too hard. It's still our guys are our guys. So, but I'm happy to see that. I'm really encouraged to see what the Lions are going to do here in this mandatory mini camp and see if we get everybody in the roster on the field for the mandatory mini camp. So you know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And if you made it this far, you should already know this is the premiere. But if you can't catch it at 11 a.m., double back and watch the replay. Watch it as many times as you want to. It's available anytime after this show airs. And go over to Fanatics. Everything Curt Steele has right here on his set has come from fanatics.com. A portion of the proceeds, a tiny bit, from the link in the description, go to help us grow the content on this channel. And if you want to catch us over on a different channel or website, go over to bellyupsports.com. We're over there hanging out as well. And you have a ton of podcasts over there and some talented writers with some great articles. Hockey, I'm telling you, they're killing it right now with the NHL playoffs and the NBA playoffs. So they're in full swing over there at bellyupsports.com, bring you some great content for either your listening pleasure or your reading pleasure. So go over there at bellyupsports.com. And it is Monday. You got to grind it out, baby. So guess what? Finish that Coke, finish that pop, and get back to work. Because you got to work hard if you're going to play hard. And whatever you do, you know what you got to do, baby. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, Mike and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.